A viewer from Stockton recently wrote in telling us that more than $12,000 had been drained from her bank account at Bank of America. It was actually her business account. And she had been trying to get that money back since November, but said that she was getting nowhere. So we decided to look into it.
November 2nd, we did what we normally do. We checked our bank account, our online apps, and it looked like we had paid somebody via Zelle through Bank of America $12,500, which we had not. Nothing like that had happened. My husband said, I didn't do this. Did you do this? And I said, no. He immediately called and I said, well, it's processing, so put a stop to it. He just said, look, there's been this transaction processing, and the person on the other line said, well, that has actually happened instantaneously. It's a Zelle transaction. Why is it processing if it's happened instantaneously? Why does it say processing on the app? And she said, well, it just does. They couldn't give us a clear answer. This is our business account. This is a drop in the bucket for Bank of America, but this is our everything for our business.
Stockton Hearing Aid Dispensary, a business Lizzie says has roots in serving its community.
We mostly work with the elderly and veterans. We have made house calls to people who are just housebound and can't get a ride. It's just really a shame that this has happened because it's cut into how we serve those we care about.
After hours on hold day after day, Lizzie realized they weren't getting anywhere. Then she was told by a Bank of America representative that their claim had been filed as a scam, not fraud.
She said, this has been logged incorrectly. This has been logged as a scam. I said, well, it's not a scam. And I was very clear, this has been a fraud. This has not been a scam. We have not been contacted prior to this by any organization, group, or even a random telephone call.
Lizzie says they were told,
if it gets handled as a scam, then we have to work with Zelle directly. And we were told, well, good luck. If it's through Zelle, you're not going to get your money back. And I said, well, that's fine. This is through Bank of America. This is a fraud. It was very scary to me once they said that. And so more than ever, I felt the need to keep in touch with Bank of America at that point. We have fraud protection. Being a business, we, want to cover ourselves. And they're saying, well, if you have any evidence you can present. And the whole time I'm asking, what can I do to help expedite the process? What can I do to move this forward? This is a lot of money. This is our working capital. I mean, COVID almost took us out. We have 3 kids with special needs. We are just trying to make ends meet. And it's hard, especially happening around Christmas time. I didn't get to buy Christmas presents. I didn't get to have a nice Christmas dinner with our kids. We were opening cans. It was really humbling. And so, in a way, it was good for me if you try and look at the bright side of things, because it allowed me to be more grateful for what we do have. And it made me feel like there was more of a need to be part of the community and help everybody, because we're all in the same boat.
They filed a police report and even showed their phone records, as directed by Bank of America, to help with the investigation. But weeks kept going by.
It's not a simple situation, and it should have been. And they wouldn't even extend us a credit limit or credit line for the amount of money that had been stolen. We applied for it and were denied a credit line for the amount of money that had been stolen from our account.
After weeks of calling and going in person multiple times to Bank of America branches, Lizzie says,
I think one of the hardest things was feeling completely powerless. It's ridiculous when you think that this kind of money is being played with outside of your control. I think there needs to be transparency and honesty. If it's instantaneous, it needs to say instantaneous transaction, not processing. And then if it does say processing, and it truly is processing, you need to be able to have some sort of expedited process where you can get in and create some sort of a stopgap measure to halt the situation.
Now, when I heard Lizzie's story, I reached out to Bank of America about her case. I'm happy to report that the issue was resolved the next day after forwarding the case to the bank. And here's also what we learned about working through Lizzie's case, because in the documents that she shared with us, her phone company did confirm that her phone had been hacked and that the person who took over their phone was able to access their bank account info for Bank of America. So that person could have used any other method to send money, but they did decide to use Zelle. But again, thankfully, she did get all that money back.